Hello, everyone. This is Howard Fox, and welcome back for another episode of the Outdoor Adventure Series podcast, where we celebrate individuals and families, businesses, and organizations that seek out and promote the exploration, stewardship, conservation, access, and enjoyment of the outdoors. Annie Humes is our guest today. Annie is the Executive Director for the Pendleton County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Annie, it's a pleasure to meet you. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's great to be here, Howard.
Fantastic. And for our listeners, where is Pendleton County?
So Pendleton County, West Virginia is it's located in the ridges and valleys part of the Appalachian Mountains. So we're right on the eastern edge of West Virginia. If West Virginia's got a little thumb poking over towards DC. We're right there at the kind of little notch right along the Virginia border there.
Fantastic. Now, I know for a fact because one, I've done another podcast with a guest from West Virginia, and I've been to West Virginia. Harper's Ferry did a little day trip up there, and a beautiful state. It's well known for its industrial heritage, the mining. But
Mhm.
what I found is that as I was doing my research is Pendleton County has really kind of been protected against the mining industry. I mean, it's just you have retained all of your natural beauty.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of things that make this a very special place. And one of them definitely is the kind of unusual West Virginia experience. So most of the state has experienced extractive industry, whether that's coal or gas, and that has shaped the environment in a lot of the state. The area where we are, there has never been a significant identification of mining worthy resources. We definitely did have logging back in the day that were actually largely, I think almost 30% of our county is within national forest land. So yeah, we don't have that kind of classic uh coal mining town spaces. That's not part of our landscape here. We're
Okay.
Yeah. Railroad free.
All right. So I am curious then, because of the remote location and for our and rugged location, I should add, and for our listeners, as I try to do every episode, as I have a background behind me, this is West Virginia, rugged West Virginia. The landscape is not for the faint of heart. I imagine there's a lot of good ghost stories and people have brought up as they grew up in the area. But how has this landscape and this remote location within West Virginia, how has that affected how you operate your Convention and Visitors Bureau?
Sure. I mean, I think it has affected how life goes here no matter what, whether you're visiting or you are living here full time. We're home to the highest peak in West Virginia. So Spruce Knob is the highest point in the state. And the rocks that you can see behind you there, Howard, are kind of the classic thing that folks can identify as, oh, that's Pendleton County. And so that, it means that there's a lot of little pockets. So the area where the Nelson Rocks and the most famous of them, the Seneca Rocks formation, is if you look on it on a map, oh, that's right down the road. It's over 2.5 mountain ridges from where I'm sitting right now.
Mm.
And I think that um, one of the things that a lot of people aren't expecting when they get here is that we have very poor cell phone service. So
Uh-huh.
as a convention visitors bureau, we are often kind of there at the first moment where people are realizing they need a paper map. They're
Oh,
gonna
wow.
need they're gonna need to stop at the gas station and ask for directions. And part of my job is to make that fun for people, make people feel like, okay, even though Google Maps has checked out for the day, you still know where you're going. You still have plenty of resources for you to
Okay.
get where you want to go.
I am planning for an upcoming move here in Las Vegas. I don't know where I'm going to end up. I could end up in your county. We'll figure out the cell phone because I can do my coaching and podcasting anywhere in the world. But I'm doing some cleanup work, and I was coming across a lot of the old maps from a lot of my excursions, whether it was in Europe or the time I spent on the East Coast in the Washington D.C., Maryland, West Virginia area. And now you just have me thinking maybe I shouldn't be getting rid of those maps, and I should keep them. But I don't. I never thought about, wow, I need to have a map again. So it's
No, I mean, I encourage people to give it a try. I think I'm the right age to have just been growing up with GPS and with smartphones.
Mhm.
And after college, I went on a road trip with a Rand McNally US Atlas,
Oh
even
yeah.
though I could have done it the other way. And I will never forget that navigation. It's its own activity, and you can
I
always turn the phone back on.
Is that true? And I actually, it's fun. I mean, because you can find yourself on some dusty roads and some downtown that you never thought you'd visit, and you're going to have the time of your life and the experience of your life, hopefully in a positive way. So I am curious then, besides the cell phone service and the shock when people come into the county, what are some of the other, like, "Oh, wow," when they come into the county for the first time? What are some of those other experiences they're coming across?
I mean, so our we are located not as far as you might imagine from a landscape like the one you've got as your background right now. We're located pretty close to a lot of really big population areas in the East Coast. So
Okay.
it's a 3 hour drive from Baltimore or DC. It's 2.5 hours from Richmond, Virginia. We're close. It's easy to get here from Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, even. And so I think one of the things that I really always notice with people is that they're just amazed to be in a place that has such a wilderness feel,
Mhm.
without having had to get on a plane, without having had to drive for a day and a half. And the thing, especially the last year or 2, that I feel people are really, um, getting that kinda like, "Oh my gosh," moment about is actually our starscape. So part of what, we like to really brag about is that we have some of the best dark skies east of the Mississippi. There are very few places left on the East Coast of the United States where you can go out at night and truly just, I mean, the sky glows. So there are lots of events out here. There are star parties. There's an organization up near Spruce Knob that has, like, I think 3 separate 2-day long go up and camp, and they've got people there with professional telescopes. So that I think is my favorite, "Oh, wow," that's
Okay.
going on these days.
Okay. Well, I have to say, at this moment, you've got me because I love getting out into the desert and seeing the stars. And it's funny, I was just invited to join some friends of mine on a star party that we have up near where the aliens are supposed to have landed here in
Ah,
Nevada. However, uh, I love dark sky. I just going up there, taking photos of the stars and the Milky Way, and so now you really have me interested. Like, okay, that,
come
that
on
that's
out.
yeah. This is good. This is good. I'm a very opportunistic podcaster. I may not have shared that with you. I'm always looking for opportunity, adventure, next place to live, those types of things. So with the folks coming out, it sounds like your audience, the folks you're trying to attract, for the most part, are within this 2 to 3 hour radius of Pendleton County, and I can see why. You get out of the big city, you relax, turn the cell phones off, just slow down, slow tourism. I love that. How far are you finding that people are coming from that you hadn't expected? I mean, you get somebody from Australia show up at your door, or where's the farthest?
Sure. I actually just had a couple walk in last week who were here from Germany. So I think this is definitely a location that if you're visiting the US and you're going to be in the Eastern Seaboard area, for the same reason that if you live in DC, this is your little access to the wild. If you're visiting the East Coast of the US from somewhere internationally, it's a place to come to really experience a little piece of the North American landscape and rural, rugged wilderness America
Excellent.
without getting too far from Dulles Airport.
Okay. Now, uh, given the location and the relative size of Pendleton County, how are the communities within the county collaborating with each other on promoting events and projects? Do you see much of that?
I think we're getting better and better at it. I think up to there's a real different experience when it comes to being a resident here. So when in the past there have been more folks in the county as permanent residents. At this point, for our 700 square miles of county, that's how big our county is. We have 6,000 residents,
Mm,
which that comes out to about 75 acres a person. Um,
okay.
that's not how we live. But I think one of the things that I love the most about that is that there there are not a lot of people. So even if there's a lot going on, we kinda know what each other are up to. So, a
Okay.
lot of what I love about my job is getting to just be curious about what are the neighbors in that valley doing? What are the people in Circleville up to this week? And I will say that, post-COVID, we have gotten much better internet access in this area. Cell phone service is actually still more of a challenge, and it's
Okay.
certainly not the case for everyone. So, it's a lot easier when we can zoom in, uh, instead of having to drive 3 ridges to coordinate what so and so's doing down in the South Fork and that kinda thing, so
Oh, I love it. Yeah, speaking of being a resident, how long have you been in the county? Is this where you were born and raised, or you just found yourself here by chance?
I was not born I was born in Pittsburgh, raised in Virginia, but I've lived here since 2019. My husband is born and raised here. He's lived here, aside from a couple jaunts for school, pretty much his whole life. So, yeah, I think for me, it feels I grew up in the Blue Ridge Mountain area in Virginia, and so
Okay.
this place feels like home, just a little steeper.
Gotcha. Oh, I love that. I love that. Well, I have actually one last question, but I'm gonna kind of wait until we're finished navigating the website, which I would
Sure.
love to do if you could take us on a little tour of the Pendleton County CVB website. And
Absolutely, my pleasure.
okay, I am going to share my screen and the with the magic of the internet, a working internet today. I was worried mine wasn't on earlier today, but there it is. Before we go on, I do have a question. Sometimes you have the visit Pendleton County, visit Clark County here in Vegas, or visit Mesquite. You specifically have the Convention and Visitor Bureau. What types of convention visitor bigger activities are coming into the region to experience Pendleton County and what you have to offer?
A really interesting selection. So, one of the wonderful things about having so much rugged landscape is that you get a lot of very adventurous people here.
Mhm.
We had just this past weekend a meeting of the National Speleological Society, which is
Wow.
scientists for cavers. So I actually got to go and drop in on them, and I heard this incredible presentation about the history of caving in the county and the people who were going down into these huge caves with 100-foot drops with a piece of hemp rope and one carabiner, I think. Uh, per
Well,
person.
it's not lost on me that you just said I just had the opportunity to drop in on them. I don't know if you realize that or if you planned
I
that,
don't
but
I didn't even try.
oh my god, it's like
Totally.
drop. So, did you get to literally experience down in the caves with them, or what did you
I
do?
did not. I came at when they were regrouped above ground, but there are a couple of wonderful caves in the area that people can go to. The Seneca Caverns
Mhm.
cave, is a really beautiful open to the public. You can get a guided tour of it. We have a it's kind of the secret superlative of the county is the amount of limestone cave uh, ch area that is here. It's actually why my father-in-law, moved here in the first place
Oh,
back in the day.
very nice.
Yes.
Okay.
But oh, I was also gonna say, I can't recall the dates off the top of my head, but there is actually a club that travels to all of the highest points throughout the country,
Okay.
um, that will be here, later this summer to surmount Spruce Knob. We have, bike gravel biking groups that come and have big events. We have, obviously, Star Party type groups come in. Anything that you can do very far away on the side of a mountain, they like to come and have conventions here.
I love it. Now, if an organization is not equipped to, say, camping in the state park or a national forest, what would be an optimal accommodation for them if they wanna come and experience the outdoor spaces? And the reason I'm kind of, again, being a little opportunistic, well, like my colleagues, we are members of the Outdoor Writers Association of America. So you have journalists, newspaper, magazine, bloggers, podcasters, video photographers, all a member of this organization. And we do get together for our national conference, but occasionally we get together for smaller regional conferences where maybe
Mhm.
it's 30 of our journalists would be attending. But what would be an optimal size for Pendleton County if camping, say, were not a part of, or maybe it should be a part, maybe you have glamping opportunities. I don't know. But I guess that's a good question. What would be an optimal size?
We definitely do have glamping opportunities and
I'm in. I'm
increasingly
in. Okay.
so. We have a couple of different, wonderful facilities, I think up to groups of probably about 50 where you could get bed accommodations, and I think that the other thing I would say is come and talk to me.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting right now pretty far away from those rocks behind you in
Right.
our county seat, the, town of Franklin. We have a beautiful historic, downtown area that has several, B&Bs in historic homes that are wonderful places to stay. We did just have a group come in March, not to stay overnight, but, we have to kinda work together to make things work for larger groups for sure.
Okay.
But that's my job. There's folks who are here to that are absolutely happy to do that. It's
Okay.
one of the ways we coordinate between all the little towns and all the little valleys.
I love it. I love it. All right. So as we were talking about places to stay, and I kind of jumped the gun a bit. Let me go
Okay.
back home. So take us on a little tour.
Sure. So I'm so glad that you pulled the video up right as you did. So there you've got Seneca Rocks, this wonderful video, kind of all the different parts of the county. We have not spoken at all about fishing. We
Right.
have some of the most beautiful headwaters. We actually have the headwaters of the Potomac River in the
Okay.
county. So trout fishing, we have native trout area breeding grounds, or I don't know, it's not grounds. Uh, areas here in the county. So that is a huge draw. Folks come out because there's beautiful areas for fly fishing and things like that. But the website, I will say, I have just stepped into this job recently. We're in the process of given it some love.
Okay.
Um, we have lots of different stuff on there right now, especially, yep, you've got all the different play stuff there. You've got lots of different places, kind of all all levels of adventure us is are can have a good time here. So we do
Okay.
have rock climbing facilities. We have 2 different groups that are able to do kind of guiding and training, like class style for those who are curious about rock climbing, but
I would
those
need that or scared. I would put curious or scared.
we have a wonderful golf course. So for the and they don't even have to have, it's not ATVs instead of golf carts. It's a beautiful, well curated golf course with top tracer and a lovely place to hang out for those who want to just sit in the clubhouse. Also have oh, yeah. We also you just scrolled past something and made me think. We also have a ton of different types of trails. So the Forest Service has a map that you can purchase from them at the Seneca Rocks Discovery Center that's very comprehensive, but it's not all extreme trails as
Okay.
much as we've got lots of vertical up and downs here, there are plenty of places that you can go where it's an easy, beautiful walk through the woods. The Spruce Knob Lookout Tower at the top of the highest peak in the state has a wonderful little easygoing walking trail where you get these incredible views of the Allegheny Plateau
Okay.
and can
So
really
I gotta get there. Where can I is it on this page for Spruce Knob?
the The Monongahela National Forest there is gonna have all of that
Okay.
information.
Let's see what we got. Okay. Would it
The
be hiking,
Yeah,
scenic trail?
and they've been changing the, Forest Service websites around, so
Okay.
and yeah, you've got a whole list of all of the different hiking paths.
There you go. Spruce Knob.
There you
Oh,
go.
there you go. Observation tower.
Yeah.
Let's see if we get a photo. Come on, guys. Oh, come on. Okay. I'm sure there's good photos somewhere. Well, that's good. Well, we'll see. That's why I'm asking you for photos when they put up on our show notes. So,
Yeah,
because you
I've
never
got
know.
one.
And we'll put some of the backlinks for these as well. So I also have let's see what do we got? Indoor activities, got a lot of history and culture. So like the really nice downtown shopping, fishing. One of my colleagues that was on the call yesterday, big time fishing. I only learned how to fish last year. Okay. So I'm late to the game. But
Translation.
yeah, I caught my first two brown trout and God, I forgot what the other one was. Rainbow trout, and I learned what casting and mending is. It's like I learned and 2 new words to my vocabulary. And you got craft beverages. Are there any like trails, like waterfall trails, beer trails, quilting trails?
We have a trail you can I believe that it's linked there in the craft beverage area, but,
Okay.
you can also find it at, On the Rocks So
Oh, there.
we
Yeah.
yeah, there you go, the On the Rocks Craft Beverage Trail. So
Oh, see,
uh
don't want that.
I'm not in charge of that website.
It's okay.
Look,
It's
we do
okay.
have a physical brochure, and so there are I think now we have 5, distilleries that are all within kind of a one-day experience that are centered here on the county, and Swill Dog Cidery also now is, very much also a distillery. They have, incredible stuff. They have a beautiful tasting room where you can go and hang out. It's right in one of our big wide river valleys. It's got beautiful views. And then
I
Dry Spirits Distillery that's there is, is a one-man operation on a beautiful historic homestead that actually the homestead for generations, their only cash economy was making hard cider and making moonshine.
I
So
I love it. I love it.
it's a wonderful, wonderful place to go. You can go do a self-guided tour of the homestead and get a bottle of maple moonshine. I will say that's another, it's not quite a trail, but every year in February and March, we participate here heavily in the Mountain State Maple Days, which
Okay.
is a self-guided open house through all of the maple syrup producers throughout the region. No,
Oh,
everybody thinks that maple syrup really is a further north thing. Not so. We have maple syrup producers throughout the state of West Virginia. It's a deep part of the heritage, especially in these remote areas where you couldn't go down to the grocery store for a bag of sugar. It was a lot easier to tap and make syrup here.
I am
Um,
like, I have to watch my sugar intake because of just want to diet as you get older, one of the downsides. But I never knew there was maple syrup. I know, like, I guess you get farther north, like up into Vermont, obviously
Mhm.
across the border. But now I'm really interested and I want to pick up some maple syrup. I'd like, by the way, I'm really thinking, Andy, there's just a great opportunity to plan with some other journalists and podcasters to come for a visit because you've got so much going on here. I do have to ask, besides maple syrup, I'm a big coffee guy. I love my morning coffee, sit outside, listen to the birds, the sunrise, feel the breeze. Is there a good cup of coffee in Pendleton County that I
Yep,
should know about?
absolutely. So there is here in Franklin, we have a coffee shop. I don't believe they've made it on here. Maybe they have.
Okay.
Um, that it's called, oh, it's right there. Elevated Grounds on the left.
There you
And
go.
they've got a Facebook page. I think
Excellent.
they've got a website now, but it's not up there yet. So Elevated Grounds is a local couple who they've got two little boys and two other full-time jobs, but they opened a sweet coffee shop right in our historic downtown about a year and a half ago. They
Okay.
make excellent coffee. And if you're more the diner cup of joe with a bunch pile of creamers on the table. We've got the Corner Shop Cafe, which
Okay.
is the go-to, kind of classic small town diner.
I
It's just
love it.
a block down the road.
I love it. Corner. Oh, there we go. Corner shop. Excellent. Well, I am like, I know I'm going to have adventure. I'm going to be well fed. Where's your go-to place to eat with for you and your husband?
It depends on what we're up to. The Orange Cat Cafe is a recent addition. It's not up here yet. It used to be called MoFats. So that
Okay.
is it is the ice cream parlor in
Uh,
town, and the couple who run it have really done a wonderful job of making great kind of fresh sandwichy type things available. So if we've got our son with us. He gets to get ice cream. We get to get something that's got a really nice fresh wrap kind of thing. The
okay.
Ancient Oak Kitchen at the Fisher Mountain Golf Club has been open for about a year and a half now and is a wonderful, more of a night out, sit down kind of place. They have a full bar with all sorts of creative cocktails out there. So those are
Excellent. Excellent. Well, thank you for taking us on the tour. We're going to have backlinks to the website, obviously, and to some of the experiences and the establishments that you have shared. And I also, we didn't talk too much about the downtown, the history, but the museums, the shops that really kind of play into the Appalachian and the especially West Virginia area. So a lot to offer here, and I'm excited to again. I'm excited. You had me, well, you had
You'll
me a
have to
coffee,
come
maple
out.
syrup. I'm
I think
telling you,
if you want a group of 4, we can set you up somewhere nice. You can have a
I
wonderful.
love it. I'm gonna talk to the guys because I think we can get some good content for you. Because when you put your website up, you need content page for articles and blogs and podcasts. So there you
Yeah.
go.
I will
Uh,
wanna plug in just here at the end, we do, as of just this year, have a mailing list. So if you
okay.
go to our website, we have a mailing list. We've got a monthly newsletter coming out just highlighting all of the what's going on coming up. And
Okay.
my dream is really to have that, be something where we can get into some deep dives on culture and history or some of the we didn't even touch on geology. If you're a rock hound, this is a
Right.
place to come too.
Okay. And we actually didn't talk about that bridge that people are walking across. And I'm like, I can do this. I can do that. But I just saw the couple clinking their cups. I don't know if it was coffee or an adult beverage, but see, that to me is important. So I'm going to go back to just you and I. I appreciate you taking us on that nice tour of the website and what it has to offer. Before we do head out today, I know we talked about the kind of the experience of visiting the speleological. I got it right, didn't I? Speleological club
Yep.
meeting, and you dropped in. I love that. Did you just realize you said that? But what would be, as you kind of look back in your experience here with the Convention and Visitors Bureau and in your role, what would you like to share with our audience about why Pendleton County?
I think that you and your buddies have it exactly right. It is a place that has a lot of different things for such a quiet, like kind of bucolic location. Whatever you are interested in, it is it is here. There is something that's going to pique your curiosity, and that's my job. My job is to make sure that whatever you're curious about, you find out how to have that curiosity taken for a wonderful vacation when you're here.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you. Now, I know we're going to provide a backlink to the website, Pendleton County, Westford, WV.com. Uh, your social sites that you are on are
Right now, we're on Instagram and Facebook. We're hoping to set up YouTube and TikTok in the future, but for now, that's what we've got.
that sounds good. Well, we will provide those backlinks in our show notes. And Annie, it's been a pleasure to have you on the podcast. And I just love Pendleton County just from chatting with you, look at the website. I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm ready to climb up Seneca rocks. I don't know if I can do that. But I will take a lesson on how to do that. But certainly to put a line in the water or hike a trail or bike a trail, have a cup of coffee and an adult beverage. I can do that. But thank you so much for just sharing what Pendleton County has to offer. It's been a wonderful experience and really appreciate you sharing that with us.
Yeah, it's wonderful to be here and talk about it, and I can't wait to host you and your friends when you guys get out to the East Coast.
Sounds like a plan. I'm going to get on that, by the way.
Okay.
All right. Listen, stay in the line. We're going to do a quick close and you and I can have a final chat. Okay.
Okay.
All right, folks. We've just been chatting with Annie Humes. She is the executive director for the Pendleton County Convention and Visitors Bureau. Oh my God. If you have not realized that West Virginia is a state, you never thought about visiting it, well, you absolutely have to now. This is like paradise in the small corner on the East Coast, and just so much to offer if you are into outdoor experiences and really just quaint communities. Just remember, you may not have cell phone service, but think of this as getting reacquainted with the maps and just really appreciating some slow tourism and just taking in the moment and the experiences. So I hope you enjoyed what Annie shared with us today. Website has got a lot of great information. Do go out there and get on their mailing list. Now, of course, visit their website at pendletoncountywv.com. And we'll also have, besides that link, we're going to have links back to their Facebook and Instagram pages. As for this episode, you can find us on outdooradventureseries.com, our website. We also have pages on Facebook and on LinkedIn on the Outdoor Adventure Series. You can also find the video of this episode, which will include the tour that Annie just took us on of the Pendleton County CVB website. And of course, you can listen to this podcast wherever you get your podcast from. Now, remember, if you're going to go into Pendleton County, biking, hiking, canoeing, You may not have that self-service, so just remember, download the episodes on your storage device of choice, and you can listen to podcasts just like this as you're spelunking down a cave, going down the river in a canoe, or maybe just hiking up Spruce Knob. So hope you enjoyed today's episode. Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, go out there, have a phenomenal day, and we look forward to having you join us on a future episode of the Outdoor Adventure Series. Take care now.